disclosure that you have to know about the Equiband before you get started. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Team Fuego. On this channel, we talk about all things horses. So I talk about the Equiband a lot. I also talk about competition mindset, who you are in here, not just in your saddle. I also do like horse hacks on horse care. Horses are very complicated creatures, and they always tend to come up with the best ways to need our help. So tons and tons of horse hacks that I've developed over my decades of taking care of horses. I'm also about to embark upon venturing with the beamer and seeing how that helps my horse, both in performance, comfortability, recovery, all those kinds of things. And I'm really actually very excited about that. I'm going to do the same type of thing I did with the Equiband, where I, use my horse as a guinea pig and we see what happens. That being said, this video is actually about the Equiband itself, and I just wanted to put this together. So I created an Equi-Course. It's an online course about how to build a program for your Equiband. And I can link to that course if you want to check it out. But the point is, when I redid the course, I updated it, more years of knowledge that I have, I wanted to add more to it. And so one of the things that I wanted to make, just for YouTube. Full disclosure, the top 3 things that you have to know about the Equiband before you get started. Just whether or not you buy the Equi-Course, I know that I put a ton of videos on YouTube that could help get you started, but these are the 3 things you really need to know before you put it on your horse. Without further ado, let's just dive right in. So the first thing you have to know is that the Equiband is fundamentally a different type of workout than your horse is asked to do on a regular basis. So your horse does endurance training, and the Equiband is strength training. Now, how that translates, for a human is it's the difference between doing, lifting weights, which is strength training, or, running on a treadmill, which is endurance training. Now, your horse spends his entire life on the treadmill, walk, trot, canter, riding around in an arena, even, when they walk hills and stuff, that is a form of strength training. But ultimately, it's about the endurance aspects of everything. And the Equiband is truly unique in the sense that it is sincerely asking them to build muscles, whether they're walking, trotting, cantering, whatever, like whether you're on the lunge line, whether you're riding them, your horse is being asked to do something fundamentally different than they have ever done before. The first thing you must know is that it is a different type of workout than your horse has ever done. And so it's very important for you to take that into consideration when you're building your program, which is why I built the Equi-Course in the first place, because I recognized its power and potential, issues that come along with that. With great power comes great responsibility. For any of you out there that have built your own workout plan, I was a gymnast, so the first half of my life was entirely around building and scaling workout programs. And so for, I had coaches that were helping me at the time, but when you're going through it, you learn you pick up a few things here and there. And so I would say that the one thing that I recognized that was missing from online information about the Equiband in general is understanding how to build a program for it so that you don't accidentally hurt your horse. Like, honestly, it would be on accident, because you're accidentally guided into challenging them on the highest, hardest setting before they're ready to tackle that challenge, which brings us to number 2. Number 2 is there's this concept of 50%. So I do have a video, which I can link here, about fitting your Equiband. And I also have a video on what's called I built the Equi-Tracker. So briefly, how tight the rubber bands are is directly correlated to how hard you're asking your horse to work. 50% setting, which in the fitting video I show you how to get to that number, is the tightest setting. So if you go to the Equiband website, there's a very real possibility that you start with it on 50%. Now, I'm not a vet. I'm not somebody who built the Equiband. I'm just somebody who used the Equiband. So I'm telling you from firsthand experience, if you do that, you're going to fundamentally be over challenging your horse from the get-go. And since your horse has to do all the hard work, they might resent you for it. They might become naughty with the Equiband on because they would recognize it as something that is too hard or that they don't want to do because it's such a hard workout. So I'm not telling you this from a vet's perspective. I'm not telling you this from a trainer's perspective, although I do train horses. Why I'm telling you this is after using this on my horse, it even got to a point where he built all of his muscles and then he needed a break from the Equiband. And this is how this is like when people try to lose weight. Anybody listening to this video that's tried to lose weight understands this too. You plateau. You get to a point where it levels out and you either like maintain or you go in one of the wrong directions. And so when my horse plateaued after, I'm going to say like between 6 to 8 months of using it, I actually took it off. And I, went back to working without it for a while so that he could use his newfound muscles to get to a new level without the Equiband. And so that's just, a long-winded explanation of understanding that 50% is the hardest setting that you can put the Equiband on. And that's where the EquiTracker comes into place, because I built a spreadsheet so that you can put the numbers in and you don't have to do the math to figure out what percentage you're on. So all you have to do is measure it, put it in inches, and then it'll spit out the percentage for you. So you'll understand if you're at 50%, if you're at 60%, if you're at 70%. Those things are all going to be linked just so they're easy to find. That brings us to number 3, which is that 50%, that's the highest level of difficulty that you can challenge your horse to. But there's actually 2 ways in which that you can increase the difficulty with an Equiband. The first one is through the amount of tensity on the resistance rubber band, meaning the difference between 50%, 60%, 70%, 80%. Those are all going to be different tension levels. Those are all going to be different challenge levels. It's going to be different amounts of difficulty on all those different settings. But there's another version of challenge that you put into this equation by default, and that is how long you use it for. So if you've listened to any of my videos, at least 2 of them, but you only start with 10 minutes, because sincerely, it is a very different workout for your horse. And if you pay attention to how they're physically responding, you'll notice that your horse is working very hard. The other way you can increase the difficulty, besides the amount of tension and resistance on the bands, is how long you use it for. So in the course, I go over how to increase the tension and the duration in a way that's actually safe for your horse and not over challenging them, and in a way that won't make them hate the Equiband. There is something to be said. If you over challenge your horse, they will resent the Equiband, and you don't want them to resent the extra work. You want them to lean into it. You want them to try extra hard. You don't want them to resist it. That won't actually help you build the muscles in the right place. When you have a horse that is resisting the bit, that creates neck muscles in the wrong place. And so the Equiband is the exact same thing. If you create tension, if you create resistance, your horse is going to build muscles in the wrong spot. With that being said, there are 2 ways to increase the difficulty while using the Equiband. And I highly recommend you do not increase the difficulty on both these things at the same time. That will ultimately lead you to exactly what I'm saying, which is your horse will resent the challenge. I'm not trying to tell you all this so that you're scared to use it, so that you don't want to use it, because if you've watched my before and after reaction video, you know that the results are real and that the sky is the limit for the amount of improvement that you can help your horse get to. Like it's not a secret. I haven't tried to hide it. The results you can get are phenomenal. And that's one of the reasons why I continue to make videos about the Equiband, because I want to help people get the same results that I got, but it's important to know what you're dealing with. Like giving alcohol to somebody who's never had alcohol. Like if you didn't warn somebody what happens when you drink alcohol and they drank a lot of alcohol, I'm pretty sure they'd be in for a rude awakening. So I am just trying to be your trusty bartender. And at the end of the day, these are all words of caution where every horse is going to respond differently. So if you know your horse, then you're going to be just fine. Just keep these things in mind while you're building your program, scaling your program, doing all these things. I hope this video has helped you, at the very least given you some thoughts to, swish around in your brain and see how you feel if you're currently using the Equiband. Assess how you're currently using it. Does this align with what I'm saying? Are you not paying attention to one of these areas and hey, if you go back and look, what's your horse telling you? So it's just food for thought. It is some hopefully helpful advice. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to put those down below. If you haven't already, like this video if it's helped you, and subscribe if you want more, because I post a lot of content on this channel, and I'm actually going to just be expanding from here. I'm looking forward to hearing your guys' questions and seeing you in the next one. So have a great rest of your day. Bye, guys.